Hello! Alright, so today we have the Transformers Shattered Glass Decepticon Slicer. Feel free to ignore the fact that this character is damn near a year old. I just got it. I love the Shattered Glass line. I'm pretty excited about this figure, so I'm going to pretend like it's new and open it and review it anyways. The Shattered Glass line, if you are not familiar, is a world where the Autobots are evil and the Decepticons are good. So a lot of the characters are redesigned. These general color schemes are swapped. The Decepticons have the brighter colors that are normally associated with the Autobots. I've reviewed a few of the Shattered Glass figures on here already, as you surely have not seen, much like you surely will not watch this video. I'm basically just entertaining myself at this point. I've bought quite a few of the Shattered Glass figures, actually, and I have yet to be disappointed in one. The G2 and Shattered Glass lines are probably my two favorite lines of Transformers figures these days. You can't go wrong with either one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Let's just take a look at this dude. I'll stop rambling. So yeah, got the front of the package here, obviously. Got some close-up character art of Slicer. More character art on the side. On the back here, as you can see, this also includes Exo-Suit. I don't know if he doesn't have a name, or if his name just is Exo-Suit. Not sure how big that dude is. I can't really see him in the package. As you can see here, he can be turned into his own little vehicle. He can be added on to Slicer as, again, an Exo-Suit, which makes his name very convenient. Or he can be turned into this crazy, wacky weapon here, which looks pretty badass, actually. And we also have the robot and vehicle modes of Slicer. And that vehicle mode, I'm not going to lie, that looks super freaking slick. I usually leave all my Transformers figures in robot mode pretty much exclusively, with very rare exceptions, but man, that car looks super badass to me for some reason, so this very well may end up being one of those exceptions. Okie dokie, real quick we have Slicer here in the packaging, and Exo-Suit, I assume, is in this little bag here. Which seems odd to me. The packaging on this in general seems odd. I'm actually kind of questioning whether this was opened at some point, although the figure obviously hasn't been taken out, so I guess not, but it's just taped very oddly, and this was already ripped in half, and it seems just kind of randomly jumbled in there. So who knows? Maybe it was open, maybe it wasn't. Hopefully all of our buddy Exo-Suit is actually included in here. Pro tip: find real scissors. Don't use kindergarten level safety scissors, because, boy, this isn't working out too well. Okie dokie, so here we have Shattered Glass Decepticon Slicer in his robot mode. Let's take a quick look here. First we'll do a quick 360. Let me turn on my super fancy rotating table. So not really any kibble or anything jutting out of the back other than these two dealies here. Alright, let's take a look at the articulation, shall we? If I can get situated here. Alright, arms forward. Oh, I'm blocking it. Arms forward, backward, up, horizontally, pretty high, up above shoulder height, actually. Rotating joint on the upper arm here. No rotating joint on the lower arm, but the wrists do rotate. Head does not move, actually, apparently. Legs, forward, backward, horizontally, up to waist height. Knee bend, obviously. Got some bend at the feet here. So yeah, it actually feels pretty nice. It feels nice and smooth. Seems like a suit will be easy to kind of manipulate and pose as you desire. Yeah, looking pretty slick. So far so good. Alright, let me dig out the real star of the show here. The man, the myth, the legend, the robot known as Exo-Suit. I'll be back. Alright, so here we have the various bits and bobs for our old buddy Exo-Suit here. There's all just kind of jammed into a little bag. A little sack of Exo-Suit. So let me put this fella together. I'll be right back. These directions are absolute madness, and I honestly have no idea what's going on. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 different sets of directions just for our little buddy Exo-Suit here. So I'm pretty confused. I seem to be missing a piece. This I don't know where I'm at on the camera. This piece here, piece A, don't seem to have it. So I've got, let's see here. There are parts A through E. I have B, I have C, I have D, and I have E. I ain't got no A. Oh, I just remembered. See, I told you it looked like this had been opened before. If I had that piece, you can see how cool this would have been. Exo-Suit, our jack-of-all-trades buddy there, can turn into this massive gun. He can turn into this massive backpack missile launcher doodad thingy. He can turn into, different random armor. He can turn into a comically oversized sword. The possibilities are virtually endless. If you have the goddamn pieces. And like I said, it did seem like the package had been opened prior to me opening it. The way it was taped up was pretty suspicious. But why in fuck's name would someone open a Transformer and steal that one little piece of Exo-Suit and not the rest? Leave everything else the way it is. Unless this is like a vicious cycle where they didn't get that piece, so they bought another one just to take that piece out and resell it, and then it just keeps on going down the line. Everyone keeps getting a slicer missing that piece, and then they have to steal it from another one and resell that, and the cycle just continues. This kind of screws the rest of this video, which had been going so well beforehand. I'm sure this was going to be my big breakthrough. I could feel it. Well, fuck. Damn it. Exo-Suit was seriously half the reason I got this thing. We all love Exo-Suit. He's all my friends, their favorite Transformer, Exo-Suit. But we got Slicer. He looks cool. So I guess I'll try to look on the bright side. At least no one stole the goddamn Slicer figure out of the package. God. Wait a second. Is this... Hold on here. Hold on. Let's look at this again. Okay, I have an update. I may have piece A. It may be this piece here. It may be, actually, the more I look at it, the more I'm convinced that it is actually this piece here. However, unfortunately, I'm an idiot, and I cannot figure out how to get it separated. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I was about to say I will transform Slicer into that cool-looking car, but I have just lost all faith in myself. Not just as far as transforming Transformers, but just in life in general. Hey, look at this guy. Look what this guy finally did. That was incredibly simple, and I feel like a complete and utter dumbass for taking so long to figure it out. Okay, on to the rest of this jibber-jabber. Okay, so here we have the completed robot mode of everyone's favorite Exo-Suit. I have to say I'm pretty surprised. I don't know why. I actually thought he was going to be smaller than Slicer for some reason. He is not. He's actually a little bit taller now that I look at him. Yeah, anyways, the robot mode, pretty badass. I like it quite a bit. I really like the sort of bubblegum hot pink going on there. Like the contrast between the red and the hot pink looks badass. Plus the black, obviously. So pretty cool color scheme. Like the character design a good bit. I am a sucker for anytime a dude has like gun arms or gun hands, I should say, instead of regular hands, like a laser hand, because I am 5 years old. So I always think that's cool, so can't go wrong with two laser hands, pretty sweet. Let me do a 360 here. Big backpack. I know there's some more stuff I can add onto him, I believe, that I haven't really messed with. Oops, I just bumped my thing. Like this. Does this pop in here? Let's see if this pops in here. Sure it does. So we got a little shoulder-mounted missile there. That's pretty cool. Articulation, you know. Whoa! Dear God. Poor Exo-Suit. Yeah, I didn't pop that on there. That was an error on my part, not on the figure's part. I didn't put that on very well. So articulation, of course, front, back, da-da-da. Arms don't race super high, not as high as most, but still, just about shoulder height. Head, you know, turns side to side, but not back and forth, or not up and down, I should say. No waist bend, but we got these joints here that rotate all around, and the legs rotate all around, so pretty flexible figure. Plenty of articulation there. And again, there's like 20 different things you can turn this dude into. You've got this robot mode. He's got like a vehicle. It looks kind of like a tank mode. He can turn into a giant comically oversized sword. He can turn into like a missile backpack for Slicer. Or he can just be, as his name would imply, just a set of Exo-Suit armor for Slicer. And speaking of which, Slicer, the more I look at this dude, the more I like him. Really big fan of the character design. I mean, Slicer has always been one of my favorites. He's always been cool. But really like the color scheme here. I really like the deco. I like this bright blue. Really stands out. It's very vibrant. Both of these figures really are very vibrant and pop quite a bit. Again, with the bubblegum hot pink and the bright blue. I don't know what shade of blue you would call that. I'll say cerulean, just because that sounded fun to say. Like the, you know, the red see-through chest piece, etc., etc. So yeah, all in all, pretty badass. And again, I like the gold accents, look pretty sweet. Very luxurious and rich. I was gonna say they come with quite a few accessories, but not. I guess Exo-Suit is the accessories. But I currently have him in robot mode, obviously. But he can be turned into, again, a series of different weapons and armor pieces and whatnot. Again, the possibilities are virtually endless. So much stuff you can do with this. Kind of overwhelming just looking at the instructions, to be honest, because there's too many options. But aside from those, we also have these guns that Slicer is currently holding. We got this cool double-barreled rifle thing here. It's kind of a cool translucent plastic. I enjoy that. I'm always a sucker for like translucent plastic. And we got this, whatever this is, this rifle with the giant barrel thing here. I sound very smart. This giant barrel thing. So yeah, a pretty fantastic set in my opinion. Slicer himself, pretty awesome. Love the color scheme. The character design, as always, is awesome. And Exo-Suit, I am very impressed by. Just in and of itself, I really like it. Not just the robot mode, which is badass. I like it quite a bit, but also the wealth of options that are available with him. The various pretty killer figure, in my opinion, and a pretty spectacular set. I might transform Slicer into a car. I'm kind of nervous after the debacle that was trying to transform Exo-Suit, which should have been incredibly simple, but which I struggled with for some bizarre reason. So I have lost all faith in my abilities. But man, that Slicer car looks fantastic in picture, so I do kind of want to check it out. My fear, as always, is that since the Transformers directions, as always, only go in one direction, they only tell you how to transform him into a car and not how to transform him back. My fear is that I will not be able to figure out how to sort of reverse engineer him back into robot mode, because apparently I am an idiot. So I might transform him. I might end the video. I guess you'll find out here in a minute. If I do transform him, I guess I'll see you in a few seconds. And if I don't, this is goodbye. And if that is the case, I'll just go ahead and rate this now. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I give the Shattered Glass Slicer and Exo-Suit set certified fresh.